Today's topic is cloud architecture diagrams. One of the questions I see a lot of people asking is how do you create these nice looking cloud architecture diagrams, shortly followed by what tooling do you recommend and where do we get the nice icons. If you go and look for example cloud architecture diagrams online, you'll often see something that looks like this. And this is a pretty decent first attempt at a cloud architecture diagram. In this example, we're showing something running on Amazon Web Services. We can see we've got Route 53, we've got Elastic Load Balancer, we've got some EC2 instances, and we've got a MySQL database running on RDS. It looks nice, it's got nice coloring, we've got the appropriate AWS icons. As I said, it's a decent first attempt. However, I would really classify this diagram as an infrastructure diagram, not something that talks about deployment, and that's the key difference here. This diagram nicely tells you about the AWS services that you are using. It doesn't necessarily tell you anything about how your software fits onto those things. So this is an infrastructure diagram, and it's a great diagram, but I would recommend that most software development teams draw something else instead. That something else is called a deployment diagram. UML has a deployment diagram, and in a UML deployment diagram, you are showing the mapping of deployable artifacts, things like applications and data stores, onto device nodes and execution environments. Now, I'm not going to explain that in any more detail, but there's lots of information out there that shows how you can draw UML deployment diagrams. As a part of the C4 model, there's a supplementary diagram, and I just call it a deployment diagram. And the C4 model deployment diagram shows the mapping of C4 model containers, again, applications and data stores, onto things in the infrastructure world that I'm going to call deployment nodes. This example still shows Route 53 and Elastic Load Balancer and EC2 and RDS and MySQL, but now we're also showing how the C4 model containers are mapped onto these things. And really, this is the key difference between the two diagrams I've highlighted. The first one was just showing you services and infrastructure. The second one was really showing you how your software architecture is mapped onto that infrastructure, and it's a much more useful diagram. So there we have it, favor deployment diagrams over infrastructure diagrams.